Welcome back, Pot Coven, to this special season 4 Grimoires with yours truly, the Pot Coven. We are so excited to continue on our little journey. Our last episode, we talked about using elemental magic in the mundane, and today we're gonna transcend a little higher into the energy realm. But before we do that, Jess, why don't you tell everyone where to find you and what you got going on?
Hello, loves. You can find me loving_incantations on Facebook, Instagram, all the greatness. I am your transformation witch. I work with energies, healing modalities, and I have recently started offering business readings. So come address the oracle and let's get you out of those stagnant spots and moving on with your life.
Yeah. Fucking bros over here.
Yes.
All right. Well, my course is open, Basic Witch. If you are looking to deepen your witchcraft, if you still consider yourself a baby or a novice, I implore you to look into signing up for Basic Witch. You can sign up through the link in my Instagram bio. You can also head to my website. I've got a landing page. You can learn all about it. You can also DM me to ask, though, I mean, admittedly, guys, I'm not great at answering my DMs in a timely manner. And I'm always open for readings, tarot, numerology, astrology. That's the drip. That's what's good with me. Ella, what are you up to?
Well, as always, I'm spending way too much time on Instagram at the.celestial.rose. Also, since it's spring/summer, beautiful weather here in Maui, I'm also taking wedding reservations for hand fastings, pagan ceremonies. I'm actually just finishing up an elopement from last weekend. That was really awesome. So yeah, let me know if you're going to be on Maui, want to get married, want to do it pagan style. And as usual, I have tarot readings, herb wands, dried herbs, oil blends. I have a full shop full of magical goodies. A bunch of like vintage altar items that I enjoy finding for everybody. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's up with me. I'm super excited to hear what Jess has to say about using the elements on the next plane. I'm so stoked. This is going to be great.
So, as we know, the elements can... Well, maybe you don't know, and that's why you're here. So the elements can be taken out of the physical world and kind of like used more intentionally, like internally. You can embody the elements in your energetic practices, in the way that you flow and move through life. So we'll start with fire. Fire is the spark. It's the inspiration, the passion, the creativity. This is your inspired action state. I specifically love movement for energy work when I'm working with fire. I mean, you can also do a lot of visualization and actually visualize a fire, like within yourself or the things that you're doing. But the main thing is that you're drawing on your power, your drive to do the action that you're working towards. This is a lot of physicality within the fire element. So even though it is very much still physical realm, the actions that you're taking in the here and the now, that's still working with it energetically. Like getting up and dancing, that's still energetically, I'm being energetic in just the sense that I'm moving my body and I'm getting things flowing, and they're not stagnant. They're not able to just stay.
Right. You're moving energy in your body as opposed to fire being a tangible thing, like the candle that's burning on my altar right there. You know, like that's me working with fire, but then like also me, you know, going for a run is working with fire. Mm-hmm. Is what you're saying.
Yes. My favorite way lately has been boxing and
Nice.
yoga. So just like lots of movement, getting my heart rate up. Like I'm physically turning red while I'm working out because there's so much movement, there's so much fire in that. But you can also take that action and put it into the things that you're doing throughout the day. It can be like we were talking about on Ella's episode, the more mundane things in life. It doesn't always have to be so theatrical. And so just like that inspired action of I have this thing that I want to get done today and I need to actually like put in the effort. I need to light the fire under my ass and take this step and start the process of doing. So just welcoming in the fire. Another thing you can do with fire is like burn up blockages, fears, any of that kind of thing. So I'm sitting here and I'm afraid to share with you what's inside of my mind because you might take it this way, but I meant it this way. So instead of sitting with that feeling, I take the element of fire and I'm able to sit with it and okay, why am I feeling this? What is it trying to show me here? And taking that element and using it to burn up that fear and take the actionable step and go for it anyway and share what's inside my head or whatever XYZ. Use that in your own life.
Right. Kind of feels like Mars energy, just like attacking it instead of running away from it. Like, okay, we're not going to hide that. Let's look at it. Let's see it. Let's work with it.
Face it head on.
Yeah.
All right. And so I do have a mudra that you can use while you're sitting in meditation for the fire element. And you are going to bring your thumb to your ring finger on both hands. And which one's my ring finger? There you go. And then you sit in a meditative state and you can incorporate different types of breathing, whatever is in your practice. I'm not going to talk to you about breathing because I don't feel like that has anything to do with this. But even just sitting with your hands in this mudra and inviting in the sun for its health, its vigor, its vitality. Those are the types of energies that you are embodying when you use the fire element in an energetic practice.
I like it. It feels good.
Yeah. Were you sitting there doing it too, Ella?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My
I
eyes were closed.
just got my hands like this now.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because we usually see like the depiction of the thumb to the pointer finger.
Right. Which is
but maybe that's just Western misinterpretation.
Well, there's different mudras. That's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not super well versed in them, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anything.
It's fun to do the different ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like you guys have seen The Magicians, right?
No, I have not.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think you would like it, Jasmine. It's a show about magic folk. But yeah, they kind of use like almost mudras as like their casting motions.
It's fucking cool. It's like
It is cool.
sign language on crack
Wow.
when they're casting.
That's very interesting.
Oh. All right, so let's move on to air.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So air can be a carrier of other primary elements. So if we're just thinking like just elements outside of magic, it helps the snow and the rain to land where it's supposed to. It sparks the embers of the fire and then the flames can roar. It blows the dust storms in the desert. It sends sound, scent, and temperatures to where they're felt and experienced because air is not tangible. You experience it and you feel it. You can use air to shift your emotional state. It's really good for exploring the imagination in thought. That's the main premise of air in the energetic realm. It's influencing of our emotions, our choices, and our actions. So I might be embodying fire, but I'm using air. So while you're using these elements, you might not be focused on this particular one, but you're still needing it to be able to embody the other ones, if that makes sense. So to work with air, you're going to be working with your thoughts and your soul, like on a symbolic level. So when you get into prayer, meditation, when you're setting intentions, these kinds of things are working with the air element. And you can use breath work a lot here, like just obviously our breath is air, so that makes sense. You can use it to release blocks and stagnation throughout your energy system, to shift anxiety into a sense of calm. You can even use this element to blow off steam when you're angry. So it doesn't have to be like this positive thing all the time. Sometimes it really is like, okay, well, I have this negative emotion and I want to transmute it, or I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm shifting and I'm using the power of my thought to do this. It's also great for work with like visualization, using inner sight, because it is thought. Like this is very much the Gemini or the Aquarius here, that kind of energy. So a good practice for visualization is to ask yourself, well, where in my body am I feeling this this heaviness or this joy or whatever it is that you are sitting with? So where in the body? And then creating like an internal scene where you're engaging the air element to like have it blow through and shift and change and transmute the thoughts that you're having.
That's really wild because I use fucking visualization for everything. Like it's crazy to hear you describe it that way and just like be like, oh yeah, I'll always do that to myself. Like if I'm like trying to connect with a deity, I'll like set a scene in my mind like it's freaking theater camp or something, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I dig it. I'm picking up what you're laying down. I love it.
Hell yeah, I like that too. The word communication, I didn't know how to like fit it in here, but when you are working with your communication in your transparency, when you're working with your deities, or you're talking to Jasmine, or you're sharing in this podcast, or you're sitting in meditation, you're communicating with yourself, or you're communicating with spirit. And we're always fucking embodying air, I feel like. I don't know that you can't really do any of this without the element of air.
I mean, we can't do anything without the element of air. It's literally here all the time. Is it not?
How you gonna breathe?
And I'm an avid overthinker, so like air is just always all over.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you.
One thing I didn't take a note on, but I'm sitting here like with my clear mind kombucha, and this is something that I like to do. So I'll pick out a beverage or a food, and it came from the store and it has this name. It's Clear Mind or Love something. So I'll pick out the words where I'm like, okay, I want to have that feeling, or that sounds like there's a coffee that's called Black Magic and things like. So when I find these, it's very much like taking the word and being like, okay, I'm going to intentionally use that word. It might not. Whoever made this was not intending for me to do this, perhaps, but I'm using this. And so I feel like that's very like embodiment of the earth by taking the words that I am using in my life.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know if you meant that to be a spell, but it's a spell now.
It's totally a spell. And I'm being intentional with it and thinking about it and using that air.
Yeah.
All right, and then on to the earth. The earth is grounding, its stability, its strength. Our emotional needs, as far as the earth goes, it's nurturing the gentleness, the inspiration that earth can bring. So when connecting with earth, you're connecting with your body. You're getting into your body. You're feeling at home in your body. You're becoming fully present with your senses. The earth stabilizes. It helps to get you out of your head when you have too much air energy, because we always have air energy, like we said before. The earth is our connection to life. Bringing conscious awareness into the present moment changes our daily chores into ceremony. So to work with earth, you can still visualize, you're still using that air element, but now you're visualizing roots growing into the earth and you're connected to the earth here. You're feeling supported by the earth. Really, a lot for me, the earth element is just that support. Like, how can I support where I am at now? How can I feel into my body and into this moment and discover where it is that I'm needing support or where I can give support? Because it's not always me needing to take something. A lot of the times it's us needing to give something back or to share that energetic connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the embodiment of it. You know, where you're like, be, just be.
Because you are the earth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We're made from the earth and the cosmos and all of that, but
Right.
like our physical bodies are just the elements around us that have like come together and formed this physical being. I am the earth.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that.
Mm-hmm. So a mudra for connecting with the earth would be your thumb to your pointer finger.
There we go.
What you're saying.
There it is.
And this is eliciting Jupiter energy of higher intelligence.
Ooh.
And so I did forget the
Hello, Robert.
mudra for
I guess I just need to be on mute at all times.
yeah. He's like an avid part of the cast by now.
That's true.
Right. If we had a title screen, it would always just say guest starring Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. We should make a graphic for that.
I just bought him a computer to get working on some of his graphic art and stuff, so yes. I'll make him do that.
So we're going to backtrack here for just a second because I did forget to give you the mudra for air. And that one would be the thumb to the middle finger. And that one is Saturn's wisdom and patience.
Interesting. I like that.
Not surprising. That one feels really good for me. Just feels right.
All you airy bitches over there.
I'm a Saturn bitch over here.
All right, moving on to water. So water is movement, transformation, flow, receiving, and dreaming. So water really teaches us like to let go of control of our emotions and to just let them be adaptable, to be malleable, to soften and to flow. So while embodying water, opening yourself up to receptivity of what is this moment showing me, what is this emotion showing me, how is my energy trying to be transformed by this experience. And so a lot of this work is really just getting very in touch with yourself and like how you're feeling within these different aspects. And being able to ask yourself that, like, okay, so I'm having this really intense emotion and I don't know how to let go of it. I don't know how to change it out of that. It's just really stuck there. So what can I learn from water? How can I shift this and flow into something else? Or just be in what it is and allow it to flow as it's needing to flow in this moment. And stop being so rigid. I'm like, we're not in a box. The river can flow and shift and change 100 times over, and the rocks that are flowing down the river with it are being transformed and shaped and molded. So just remaining open, letting go. All of these are really great to visualize the water cleansing stagnation out of your body, to allow it to flow using your chakra systems, you can have that energy flowing into each other. That's what I really love to do a lot. I'll sit and do self Reiki, and I love to envision the different chakras. So I'll start at the bottom, and as I clear that chakra, I allow the root chakra to go up into my solar or sacral chakra, and then up into my solar plexus and up into my heart. So I'm having remnants of all of these chakras up into the next one and letting them flow like there was a river flowing through me. And I don't know why it's flowing up. Could have flowed down, but that's how I do that.
That's just your the motion in your ocean.
Well, I feel like it's probably a lot for like stability reason. I'm gonna get real grounded in my root chakra, and then I'm gonna work up to the like. They're not necessarily fluffy by any means, but it's more of like that air. It's all flowy and thought, and that kind of thing. So I can get lost in that very easily, and I know a lot of humans can. So if I'm more grounded, I'm less likely to be like carried off by the wind.
True that. Carried off like a little seed in the wind to be planted somewhere else.
Although that is fun. So the mudra for this one would be thumb to pinky, and you are calling on Mercury energy of clear communication and mental clarity.
That one does not work for me. My fingers can't do it. Look how it can't do it. Like I literally can't. Anyway, found out something new today.
That's so funny. Poor Jasmine and your little special fingers.
I swear I have a Scorpio moon. I swear it's a water sign.
At least the moon doesn't rule your hands.
I guess not.
Yeah. Not at all. That would be quite the placement to have like your emotional body ruled by Scorpio. Yikes.
Yeah. That would be rough.
Yeah, you would know more.
There's one thing I know is Scorpio shouldn't rule too much. Because then they'll just rule it all. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed all the mudras, despite not being able to do the water one. Just being completely baffled by that. My fingers bent at the bottom joints. They bend too far back, and so it's like they can't straighten because they just bend too far. They just go too wild. Anyway, aside from that one, those were a good time. All right, you guys. This has been episode 2. If you didn't catch the last one, Ella taught us about some more practical, daily, magical things you can do to work with the elements. Jess, of course, you can find her on Instagram, like she said, at loving_incantations to get more of this elemental, energetic magic. She is a transformation witch. She's all about energy. So if that's what you're all about, definitely hit her up, get in touch with her. You can get in touch with us at Power of 3 Podcast on Instagram. You can also send us emails if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, you want to collaborate. Send us an email at powerof3witchpodcast@gmail.com. We will be back next week with my episode on elemental magic. We are extending even further out into the cosmos, working with the elements next week. How? You'll just have to tune in, my babies. Bye.
I'm freaking excited.
Bye.
Bye.